What do you think some of our same interests are? Should we list them?
Oh my God. Well, number one, Bad Bunny.
Hot men.
Yes. Like, what else is there?
We're doing it. We're here. We're recording our first podcast.
I know. I'm sweating still. I said that for the past 30 minutes.
Okay. It's fine. We're going to get some breeze, hopefully.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Nervous, but I'm also I'm like already excited. I'm having so much fun.
I know. I am also nervous, but it feels like so exciting that we're here and it's real. And like we have studio lighting, studio cameras. Like I feel like we're doing all the right things.
Me too. And also the candle and the crystals.
Yes. I wasn't sure what the energies were of these crystals when I picked them up.
Yeah.
But
important.
I'm assigning energies to them.
Okay.
Success, abundance, growth.
Okay.
Top of the podcast charts.
Perfect. Okay, well, one of them I know, amethyst is me.
Okay.
I actually don't know. I lied. I just lied. I know.
But what do you mean amethyst is you?
Oh, it's my birthday.
Oh,
Fine.
okay.
My stone.
Your birthstone?
I'm not saying right words right now because I'm nervous.
That's okay.
Okay,
Just
thank
take
you.
a deep breath.
All right. Yeah, should we like set this scene? Okay.
My name is Haley. I am...
Okay, Haley.
Yeah, okay, Haley. I actually didn't think about what else I wanted to say about myself.
No, I know. That's why I think it's kind of hard to start.
Yeah, okay. So I'm Haley. Am I saying my age?
Do you want to?
Okay. I am 32. I will be 33 next week on March 11th.
Magic year, 3-3.
Magical Pisces season.
Yep.
I am originally from California, but I have been living in Medellin, Colombia for the last 4 years, 3.5 years. And that's actually where we're recording from right now is Colombia in South America. We both have left America for a while for different reasons, but that's where we are. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be here. I'm excited to share this with my friend. Lots of laughs, lots of jokes, lots of thinking.
Lots of thinking.
Lots of thinking.
So much thinking.
Thought-provoking.
Yep. So I'm Brianna. I recently just entered my 30s 2 years ago. And I am from Boston. I am Italian and I don't shut up about it. I am living in Medellin as well. That's where we met. We met co-working. So in Medellin in Colombia and also just like all over the world for digital nomads, everyone or a lot of people co-work together. If you're working remotely, you don't have an office. So we met through mutual friends and I feel like we immediately just clicked. We just are kind of in the same life stage, going through the same things. We both were, at the time, we were both working in corporate and not loving it. And now we left our jobs and kind of talked about how we are into spirituality, into healing, but also like to like kind of fuck around and be a little bit toxica sometimes. And our why. So I think this is something that we both wanted to do individually. And then we started talking about potentially doing it together. And we wanted a space to create where we can talk about things that we're passionate about. Like we have a lot of the same interests, and I feel like I keep repeating myself there, but like we have and that will come through, but we want to be able to joke around, but also be really vulnerable, have depth. And
What do you think some of our same interests are? Should we list them?
oh my God. Well, number one, Bad Bunny.
Okay, Bad Bunny. Actually, yes, that is something. So one of the reasons why we clicked so quickly was because we both love Bad Bunny, but I actually had an extra ticket to the residency in Puerto Rico. And I just met this girl. And I said, do you want to come? Like, I have an extra ticket. It's going to be iconic. It's going to be historic. It's going to be fucking amazing. And she decided to come.
Yes.
And we had an amazing time with one of our other friends. But we are the self-proclaimed Benito baddies.
We are.
We love Benito, so we will not tolerate Benito hate on this channel.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think after that, like she said, we just really clicked. I think especially later in life, it's hard to find friends that you click with like that.
Yeah.
And especially when you live the nomad lifestyle and are moving around a lot.
Yeah, so transient people are always moving around, which is like great because it's really easy to meet friends and meet people. But then like for a friendship to last and really maintain itself, it's kind of difficult. But wait, what else do you think are shared interests?
Hot men.
Yes. Like, what else is there? Okay, I feel
No,
like,
I'm joking. I'm joking. A healthy lifestyle,
yes.
being active,
Yep.
more hot men.
Yep.
We're both kind of into functional health right now.
Yes.
We've been on a functional health journey working with functional practitioners.
Yep.
And also it's not so much, I kind of asked that question as a joke, because we talk about the most outrageous stuff. But it's kind of one of those things when you meet someone and you click and you get along really well. I think too, what's really great about my friendship with you is that you really create a safe space for me to be myself as I try to create for you.
100%.
And I actually love the way that we like communicate with each other because it's totally therapized, but it's like really funny.
Yes.
Is therapized the right word?
I don't know, but we're going with it. It's like, do you have space right
We're like,
now?
okay, do you have space for this? But I need to fucking talk some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I really appreciate that about you. And also you just, you've added so much to my life. I'm so grateful I met you. And I think it was aligned so we could start this project.
1000%. Yeah.
So I think like both of us, to lean a little bit more into the why, like both of us have been wanting to do a podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
I've talked about it for years. She's talked about it for years. I think for me personally, I'm kind of in a place where now that I'm not working a traditional 9-to-5 job anymore, I have a lot of free time. And so I want to really lean into the creative projects I've always been interested in doing because I realize that that is part of my life that was missing when I was so in the 9-to-5. But I think for me too is just like, I was sharing with Brianna, and I'll share this with you guys. I care a lot what other people think of me. And it can be a good thing, but it also can hold you back a lot. And so this year is all about me leaning into the cringe, leaning into the things that make me feel uncomfortable, leaning into things that I'm going to be like, oh my God, what are people thinking? Oh my God, should I have done that? And part of that is putting myself in front of the camera and creating content about myself. And, I've gotten feedback from friends that I should give it a try. And I'm like, there's no better time than now.
Yeah.
And I think also we're kind of in this era of like where we're healing spiritually or becoming more aware and more healed of our traumas. But we also don't want it to be so serious, right?
Yeah.
There's like a balance of, okay, we can make good decisions, but sometimes like it's still fun to do things for the plot. And we don't have to take everything so seriously. And it's to give yourself that grace that you're going to take 5 steps forward, but eventually take a few steps back. And, it's for the memories.
Totally. I'm like so with you where I also care so much about what people think and it influences me so much. And like I've done it in like little baby ways. Like for instance, on Instagram, I post thirst traps like on my Instagram story now. I would not even post like anything of me like 2 years ago. Like I've just slowly started putting myself out there and like, oh my God, I can imagine a listener being like, oh, she's so brave. She put out a thirst trap. But like honestly,
She's a survivor.
She's a survivor. But like I honestly like the little things like that, like I just want to like put myself out there. And so I've been doing baby steps, but this is like a massive one for me where I just had like a really hard time starting and doing this on my own. So I'm so grateful that we met and that we both had this shared vision because I feel like so much safer with you. I know.
Same. Oh my God.
So yeah, I completely agree with that. And then I feel like it's something that I want to continue working on, whether that's like doing reels or anything like that. Like I just think it's a good way to also journey our journey. Oh my God.
It's okay.
I think I'm gonna jump off a cliff.
Okay, there's a balcony.
You're like, bitch, it's right over there. Okay. No, I think it's a good way to capture our journey and our progress.
Yeah.
And I feel like for anyone who's listening, it's like we are doing this all together. So if you want to do something similar to us or put yourself out there in any way that like they would want, like we can all do it together.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think too, like people are so fatigued from like influencers trying to sell them things.
Yeah.
Whereas like one of our strengths is that we really lean into our authenticity.
Yes.
And kind of say it how it is, have a funny take. And I think people really appreciate that.
Yes.
But if the check is big enough,
Oh,
I will sell anything. There is a price. There is a price. Okay.
That's so funny.
But I'll sell it in my own way and I'll stay authentic. But yeah, I think that kind of like explains like why we want to do this. Hopefully it inspires other people to put themselves out there. Yeah. Hopefully, and also like the world is just so crazy right now. We're inundated with news.
It's terrifying.
And hopefully this can be like...
This is doom scroll?
Yeah. I can personally speak. She's had to tell me this week, please get off the news. Please get off social media. And I'm trying to listen. It is tough, though.
It's hard. It's hard not to.
But I think, like, in an age where we're just so inundated, like, the world sometimes feels hopeless. It's just bad news after bad news. Like, we want you to feel like you're just hanging out with your friends, an hour a week. We want you to leave this feeling like, you just had lunch with, like, friends and you're feeling, lighthearted and giggly and your energy's recharged. And you can kind of just have a little bit of an escape from all the crazy stuff going on.
Yeah. Like, honestly, this is my, like, or for me, I would like this to be everyone's Parks and Rec. And what does that even mean? For me,
I didn't watch Parks and Rec.
Okay. So. Well, you should walk yourself out.
Okay. I'll go off the balcony now.
Okay, or The Office. I don't know. For me, I can't watch scary movies. I can't watch anything scary or disturbing. Like,
see, that's why we're yin and yang, because I'm like, let's watch a horror movie.
Absolutely not. So like I could potentially do that during the day, but then I have to watch at least like 3 to 7 episodes of Parks and Rec or The Office.
Okay.
And so this is like the version of like, okay, I need to step away. Let me just like listen to someone like kind of talking shit. But also like we do have depth. And we will talk about interesting things like our functional health journey, what's going on in the world. There's so much going on, and like kind of talking about our opinions on it, and interviewing other people.
Totally. Yeah, there are going to be episodes where it's fun, lighthearted, but we want to explore topics maybe that, take it a little bit deeper, that force us to maybe see things from different point of views. Ideally, we want to have guests on who can, share their expertise. And we really want to rely on you guys to help with engagement there. Let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know what topics interest you. Let us know what guests you'd like to see on here, and we will do our best to make it happen. But I'm just so excited.
Me too.
I just want to catch up with you. So
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since 18 hours ago.
Crazy.
We've actually been seeing each other, and then as soon as we start to tell each other about like what's happening, we're like, oh, save it for the podcast. Save it for the podcast. So how have you been? How has your week been? Any highlights? What's going on?
Okay, I'm trying to think about how has my week been. Well, it's only Tuesday.
Okay, it is. When you're unemployed, you don't know what date it is.
You don't know what date it is.
Yeah.
But no, my week's been good. I've been really excited. I mean, obviously, I've been really excited about the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm nervous to say this.
Okay. I hold space for your nervousness. I'm nervous. But I will encourage you to share anyway.
Okay. So I was like really interested in celibacy, of course. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I think it would just be really good for me to stop dating for a little bit and just chill.
But celibacy is not dating. It's just not having sex.
I agree with that. I just was I was clumping them together. Okay, you don't have to agree with it. It's just true.
Facts. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Jesus. All right. So anyways, so we were talking about that, and then like the next day, I met someone and who like asked me out, and so we decided, or I was like, you know what, he's really good looking, so I think I'm gonna go. And
wait, how did you guys meet?
So I was picking up soup to go.
Okay.
We
love a soup girl. We're drinking warm foods.
Exactly. Warm foods, functional health journey.
Yeah.
And this guy just came up to me and he was like, hey, I saw you walk in and I wanted to stop by.
Love it. Love it.
Number.
It's like amazing when they come up and approach you in the wild.
We do love that.
Yeah.
Wait, this is getting too far ahead, but for me, like that is actually potentially a red flag. We can get into that later.
I don't think that's a red flag. We'll dig into that.
I think it is.
But all I was saying is that I have historically gone on more dates from apps.
Okay.
But I have had a few in the wild stories that I revel in and will share with my grandchildren.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. So yeah, I went on a date with him. We actually ended up going on 2 dates.
Okay.
And then I decided he's younger and that's not something I'm really interested in. And also he's just like, it's just not a good
match.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to share more about that?
Should I share more about it?
I want you to if you're comfortable.
Okay, so I think he's the fun, like, okay, let me just try and think of how to say this in a good way. So he is super cute, so that I really like that, but he also had that like mysterious vibe and was very like chill, nonchalant, but also like a little bit kind of like dark, mysterious.
Okay.
And I'm finding that very fascinating.
Like bad boy?
Bad boy.
Okay.
But like chill, not like there's some like very obvious bad boys when they're like the tattoos on the face and you're like, oh my God, like is he going to like kidnap me? I don't know. That wasn't the bad.
See, that's my type. Like if you don't have tattoos on your face, like ew.
Ew, get away. Who are you looking at?
Yeah, like I will settle for neck tattoos, but I will think less of you.
So for him, he's like cool, chill, like you wouldn't expect it, but he was. And I've always leaned towards that because I just find like I'm always like interested, like I want to know more. And I really appreciate like a cool confidence.
Okay.
So like I know that's been my type previously. And so that's why. And I'm like, okay, number one, he's younger than me and I feel bad. Like we support younger men.
We support them platonically.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not a preference of mine. Everyone has their own preferences.
Yeah.
So for me, it just like immediately was a no. But like his personality was really interesting and I really enjoyed spending time with him. So basically I just let him know that I wanted to be friends. But like I genuinely wanted to be friends. Like, you know, when you're like, oh, like let's stay friends, but you just mean to end it.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to stay friends.
And how did he receive that?
So he received it well. And then he kind of just like continued the conversation and like didn't ask me any questions and was just like, I did this today. And I'd be like, okay, like what else? Like, are you going to ask about me? And then so like I would respond and I'd be like, okay, well, we're friends. Like, are we going to do something? Like, I'm around Monday. Doesn't respond to that. Like, you know, when you can't ask too many questions to a guy.
Because they cannot compute.
You just have to do one. Yeah. One at a time.
One at a time and like sound it out.
Yeah.
And like use small words.
Exactly. So I made the lethal mistake of asking multiple questions.
Oh, no.
And so anyways.
So it's your fault.
So it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I told him, I was just like, look, I was like, dude, this is the most mid conversation I've ever had.
Okay. Love that. I've never said anything like that, but I might start using that.
I mean, honest, I was just like, well, first off, we're friends. And he said he appreciated my like candor.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt comfortable being like that because I can't be like that with everyone. But he said he was comfortable with it. So I was like that. And anyways, then he asked me for mushrooms and I decided to not respond because I was like, I just didn't like the vibe.
But like, you told me that you know that he wasn't for you. What were the signs where you're like, I know that this isn't going anywhere? Is it just a feeling? Were there red flags?
For me, number one, so he has a girlfriend and is in an open relationship.
Okay, open relationship.
Yeah.
And did he share this before the date?
He shared this with me on the second date.
Interesting.
In the very beginning of the second date.
But on the second date?
Yeah, okay, but the first date, he has to get dinner, and I don't like to do that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, let's get coffee. So it was just like a coffee hangout to see if like we had like good banter. And then the second date was dinner, which kind of felt more like a first date.
Okay, interesting. How do you feel that he saved that for the second date? For me, I feel like that's something you share on the first date.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. How do you feel about that?
No, I completely agree. It didn't bother me that much. But I think because I already knew I wasn't interested. Maybe if I was interested and he shared it on the second date, I'd be like, wait, why'd you do that? But because I already knew I wasn't interested, I was like, whatever. Okay, wait, I want to know about your week. We're talking so much about me.
My week has actually been pretty chaotic.
Okay. Why?
For someone who's not working,
Yeah.
I am busier than I've ever been.
She's a busy girl.
Moved this weekend, which was already exhausted because I went to Tomorrowland last weekend.
Oh my
and
God,
that
I forgot.
took me like a week to recover because I'm 32 now.
Well, and the sets start so late. I was thinking of going, and I saw what time the sets were, and I was like, I have to be in bed at that time.
Yeah, I did not get home until 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And so for someone at my age and with these knees, it takes
I don't know. I've heard you actually talk about your knees in a very different way in a different kind of conversation. So
She's lying. AI. But yeah, other than that, I moved. We are going to Rufus Du Sol tomorrow.
Oh my God, so excited.
So we're really excited for that.
Yeah.
And then this weekend,
So exciting.
we are going out of town.
Yes, for your birthday.
For my birthday. We've got a group of 16 of our friends.
Yep.
And we rented a huge house in a pueblo outside of Medellin.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous house.
Here in Colombia, what people do on the weekends is they rent little country houses, and we call them fincas. And so we have a big finca and it has a pool, jacuzzi. It's luxury. Everyone's got their own bed.
It's like serene too.
Yeah.
It's just like, I look at the pictures and I'm like, peaceful, calming.
It's really beautiful. So I'm looking forward to it.
Chic.
But it has been stressful planning all of that and trying to coordinate. So this has been a lesson
While
for me.
moving.
While moving.
Yeah.
While trying to wrangle folks. And also, I need to learn to just let people be adults.
Yeah.
Because I am a little type A and a control freak.
Oh, are you?
Just a little, just a tad. So when I also host things, like I need to make sure that everyone's taken care of and everyone's having fun. And I can't do that. I can't enjoy that until I do that myself.
Well, you've
you
been
know?
so good about it too. Like,
Yeah.
you created a group chat. You gave everyone like the information. You gave like location, transportation options,
Yes.
meal plans
Yeah.
for the weekend, like what we might do during the Saturday and like potentially Sunday. You got it. What's it called? You can stay later.
Yeah, I got us a late checkout.
Late checkout. So like you've been so on it and people appreciate that. And so like that's really
They
nice.
do appreciate it. It's because I've been to so many Finca trips that were so poorly organized.
Yeah.
Usually organized by guys, no offense. And so for me, I'm like, okay, everyone's giving up their weekend to come celebrate me. I at least want it to be curated and cute.
Yeah. Of course.
So I've just had a lot on my plate. My week's been a little crazy. Unfortunately for me, I don't have any fun dating stories for this week. And I'm actually just so turned off on dating right now. I think I've been a little bit through the ringer these last few months emotionally with some bad choices that I made. No fun dates for me this weekend. Taking a break from dating. I tried to put myself back out there a little bit on the apps.
You were
but
thinking about it.
honestly, I just have fatigue from it. And I have so many other things I'm so many other things I'm focusing on that I literally don't have the time.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I want to be selfish because all I keep thinking about is this could literally be the last time in my life I'm single. Like, what if the next person I meet is my soulmate? And what if I have no more single time the rest of my life?
Oh.
And it's not like, oh, single, so I can go date and... Wait, what did you say?
It's like somebody dies early. Oh my God, that's so fucking...
See what I'm dealing with, people?
No, but even if you say you're 80 and he's 82 and then you're single again.
Okay, that's actually fair, and we'll allow it.
And I could see you at the nursing home just ripping it off.
Yeah. Dude, they get feisty in the nursing home.
I've heard. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I meant that in a very like respectful, loving way, not like a tragedy, like too early situation.
Okay, I love that, and I'll allow it.
Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, enough about our weeks. I do want to talk a little bit more about red flags, right? I think that that's kind of where we wanted to take this conversation because I think that we've just had a lot of experience lately with red flags. Let me preface, or not preface because I already said this.
Yeah.
Although I'm not dating actively, I still notice red flags, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the red flags I'm noticing are what is turning me off from dating. I'm not entirely sure if it's a cultural difference, if it's a maturity difference, if it's, their brain is just not fully developed yet. Although that's scientific, right?
It is scientific.
I have a doctorate in that.
Red flags.
In red flags, in identifying them and sometimes allowing them. I have just a master's degree in that one.
Oh, okay, got it.
But yeah, I think that the fact that you identified some red flags on your date is really interesting. Have you actually been watching this season of Love is Blind?
I have.
Okay, are you all the way caught up?
I am.
Okay.
So where we're at right now is basically we've seen one wedding. They haven't released the rest of the weddings.
Okay, but we've only seen one person's answer to the wedding, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that is where we're at.
Yeah.
So I think I've never really been a huge Love is Blind person. The truth is like I've just watched everything else on Netflix and I've watched the last couple seasons. And I don't know if it's always been like this, but I am like legitimately curious like where they find these folks and how they vet these folks. Because on one hand, it's like good TV.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But I also feel bad for the people who are going into this with like the intention of actually finding a partner.
No, seriously. I think about that a lot. And it's not embarrassing to like reality TV. I'm sorry. Like we have so much going on. Like we were saying earlier, everything's so serious all the time. Sometimes I actually need to shut my brain off.
Totally.
And I studied psychology and I like to see the dynamics. And watching the different countries, you see the different cultural expectations. And like, for instance, they did one in Japan and they like didn't propose. So
Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was one in Japan.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of the international ones.
oh my God, you should watch them. And also then it's like cool because you can learn a new language and then like have the subtitles underneath. I love it. So anyways, I'm like deep in Love is Blind.
And like, did you learn Japanese?
I actually did.
Are you fluent now?
I'm fluent in
She's
literally-
A1. She's A1.
I'm like konnichiwa.
yeah, okay. Okay, shoulders. Konnichiwa.
Okay, no, I didn't learn that. But
I'm
okay,
dead.
whatever.
That's
Anyways, I did that for Italian, Spanish, and what else did I
They
do?
have it in Italy too?
Yeah, they did.
What are all the other countries?
They've done Italy, Germany,
Oh, I actually watched
Argentina,
Mexico.
Yeah. They did Middle East, where it was people from a couple areas.
They also did
Habibi.
Brazil, right?
They did Brazil. They've done a couple in Brazil.
But it was for older folks.
No, that was the latest one. But there's 2 other ones.
Okay,
previously.
okay.
Where else? Yeah, Argentina and Mexico. There's just some from all over.
So I too love reality TV. I am not going to spin it to you guys like I'm watching it for a psychology thing, which I'm not
Okay,
invalidating you.
I literally, okay.
I'm not invalidating you. Sorry, that was the wrong wording.
The
I'm not going to
audacity.
tell you
Okay.
that.
Uh-huh.
I am a Bravo-holic. So I love anything on Bravo. I
Yeah.
also honorable mentions TLC. Things
grew up
like
on that.
90 Day Fiance or, things on TLC.
Yeah.
I don't get to watch those often because they're actually not streamed here in South America.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm able to see things online. I don't know. I just think it's funny. Like, I just think that I actually do like watching the dynamics, but sometimes with like shows on Bravo or like Housewives, these women are so out of touch with reality that
Yeah.
it is funny to me, like what their problems are and what they argue about. And I won't say all of them because a lot of them do have their own problems. But I think for me, it's just like mindless. Like it's not a storyline that I need to follow.
Yeah.
And I think because I have like ADD, self-diagnosed,
Yeah.
that I just like can't watch things that like require a lot of detail and like a storyline
Yeah.
and all this. So that's why I kind of just default to reality TV because it's like feel good. Also, I feel like sometimes you just get like iconic quotes or things to giggle about, whereas like if I'm
It's just
watching a drama.
Brevity.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I agree. I like it for like the brevity and so I don't have to think.
Yeah.
But with Love is Blind, I do feel like the earlier seasons when it wasn't as popular, I feel like it's kind of similar, like it's a similar case study, if you will,
Okay.
to like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, where like the first seasons where no one knew about it, it was more like not normal people, but like more people who weren't there for fame or for like the wrong reasons, whatever. And now that it's become such a like worldwide show and like so popular that it brings on a lot of people. And like I feel like especially for the men, like men just kind of like use that. And I don't know, that's okay, I see you smirking right now.
No, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
I think that the candidates have become not as great. I think the women I feel like that's not fair to say. Like I was gonna say the women are always great, but like that's not true. Like
They're not always, yeah.
Yeah, like it really depends. But I feel like lately, especially in the US versions, the men have there's been like really, really weird, like shady things in the past. Like I'm not saying like, oh, that guy was an asshole, like if he like ghosted, like that's not nice. But like some of these guys are like actually like things are not great at home and what do I mean by that? It's like a guy, you told me that. Why don't you tell me? The guy,
I don't know if this is true.
okay.
This is something I saw via TikTok.
A reliable news source.
And I saw it on a few different pages. It was on my For You page.
Okay.
I forgot his name. I think it's Devonte.
Yeah.
I heard that he has actually had a girlfriend this whole time.
Yeah, that's insane.
And she's pregnant now.
Yeah.
And
I would say that's a red flag.
I would say that that's a red flag.
Could potentially.
Because we're all trying to sit here and think like, why is he not obsessed with this beautiful Latina woman
stunning.
who he clearly couldn't even handle?
No, I can't even.
Even if he was single.
Yeah.
But it's like these walls he has up, it's because he's literally someone else's baby daddy.
He's so unreactive. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, please tell me I'm pretty. Please tell me I'm pretty.
He's like, yeah.
Which not in like a needy way, but we all want reassurance from our partner, right?
Yeah, but she's not. She's literally just like, it would be nice if you like
Told me I'm pretty,
acknowledged
yeah.
that I was like pretty or like I looked nice. And he's like, yeah, it sounds like you would like that.
It's like, okay, dude, yeah. Great talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that again, we are not like men bashing or men haters in any way.
not
We
at
told
all.
you guys we love men.
We love men.
But this season in particular, I think there are a lot of red flags, as we're calling them out. I think some of the biggest red flags, I mean, obviously, he is shorter.
Yeah.
He is the man who will only date a woman who does Pilates every day.
Yep.
But I do want to talk about that scene. I feel like a lot of people are talking about it on social media right now because
I see it all over.
Really caused a lot of strong reactions. Essentially, for those of the people who don't watch, he matches with a woman who is older than him. I think she's in her late 30s.
Yeah, I think she's like 38 maybe.
By the way, stunning.
Stunning.
Totally beautiful.
Intelligent. She's
Great
a doctor.
shape. Like, yeah, the way he spoke to her, you'd think that she doesn't do anything. She's a surgeon.
Yeah.
And has a beautiful house. She's successful. She has her
so
own.
put together. Like,
exactly.
Like, you couldn't
I'm like,
get
I'll
that.
marry her.
No, literally. I'm like, me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And he essentially, after proposing to her and knowing all these things about her, starts to kind of like neg her a little bit. And I'm using that word because I just learned what that meant this week, and we'll talk about that later. But essentially, he starts making comments to make her feel bad about herself and they have a sit-down conversation where he basically tells her, "Hey, I'm only used to dating women who do Pilates every day," and he starts to backhandedly body shame her.
And she goes like, "So what do you mean, like more thin?"
Yeah,
And
she's
then
trying to understand what he's meaning.
Yeah, she's being so calm, so patient, like trying to understand him. And she's like asking specific questions like a normal person does when communicating. And he just beats around the bush and goes,
"I don't think I can get there with the attraction." And then he proceeds to air out his interpretation of their sex life, saying it's the worst sex he's ever had.
which is a lie.
And I just really watching the scene, it makes me realize how far I've come in my dating journey because, first of all, Jess, the woman, handled it like a class act.
Like
okay,
a champ. Like
she is a role model for what every woman should do in that situation.
100%.
Because
she handled it so well.
He wasn't trying to break up with her. He was trying to create insecurity in her. So she starts thinking that she's not good enough, that she needs to prove herself to him, that she needs to earn his love. And really it's because he's insecure about himself and everything about her. She's successful. She has a nicer house than him, makes more money than him, etc. But he couldn't handle that. And so he tried to dim her light. And instead of her saying, "Okay, maybe I'll go to Pilates or maybe I can do this," she literally said, "Well, I'm not going to change myself to make you love me more." And she ended things and she left.
Incredible.
And he was not expecting that. And I think he kind of freaked out a little bit and ended up, doing typical guy thing where they crash out. He went to the strip club that night. He messaged other cast members, trying to reconnect with his second choice, etc., etc.
His second choice while talking to her, he was like, "I actually am starting to think about my second choice." Like, are you kidding? Is that something you want to hear? If I'm engaged to someone and he's like, by the way, I know we're engaged, but I've been really thinking about my second choice.
Yeah,
and
absolutely not.
This is the thing. We're all for open communication. Like, that's so important. And even like still, like, I get if you're not attracted to the person, but this was not that scenario because like they had been together for weeks now. They spent like nights together, living together. So this wasn't like all of a sudden he's like, "You know what? I'm actually not feeling this connection." Like, it was a stark contrast. And again, like you said, what seemed like him being insecure and wanting his ego to be built by her feeling more, by making her become a little bit more like needy and wanting his like confirmation or validation.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And I think of myself, right?
Yeah.
And I think, okay, younger me, maybe early 20s, if I was put in that situation, I would have not, and even now probably, I don't think I would have handled it with the grace and composure and I don't want to say the ease because she obviously was hurt, but the way she was just like,
so composed,
done, cut, I deserve better than this was so admirable. And she's really a role model for a lot of women watching this who have ever been in that situation or who will ever be in that situation in the future.
Yeah.
Because ladies, you got to walk away from a man like that. Like there are little things that you will need to compromise in relationships.
1000%.
But you do not need to change who you are fundamentally. You do not need to change your appearance. You do not need to change your personality for a man. And if anyone is ever starting to plant red flags like that, or plant those ideas in your head, they're red flags. And I think naturally a lot when we are in love with someone, we kind of have our love goggles on.
100%. Like, we want to make it work. We do all the things. And
we're willing to change.
Yes. And by the way, I want to say this is not just for women. This is for men too. Like, you do not need, like, men do not need to change. Men don't need to change their bodies or their personalities. Like, if it's not a fit, it's not a fit. And so no one should be treating someone that way and like demeaning someone in that way.
So yeah, that was like, I was really like, you know, taken aback by that scene, but so impressed by how she handled it. And also, I think for those who have watched it, he's just continued to spiral this whole season. Yeah. He basically goes to meet his number 2 at the bar, and he says the weirdest things to her, like, you know, which, keep in mind, her fiance, who she's marrying, is his best friend on the show.
Yeah. So, who is like 10 feet away.
Yeah. Who has been consoling him through his breakup.
Yep.
But essentially, he's like, let me take you to the 4 Seasons. That might be luxurious for some people.
I know what you need. I know what you want. I'll take you to the 4 Seasons.
It's actually so funny because somebody posted on TikTok that there's not even a 4 Seasons in Ohio.
Yeah.
And when I first watched it, I was thinking that like seasons. I was like, wait, there are seasons. But then I realized they were making fun of him.
That's so funny.
And basically what he was doing is he was just trying to manipulate the situation and say whatever he needed to be chosen.
Yeah.
And as soon as she chose him, which she didn't, but if she would have, that's all a mask. That's all a front. 2 weeks, a month later, he'd go back to being the asshole that he is.
Well, absolutely. And I don't think it wasn't, unfortunately, like, I think Brie, she's a great person, but I don't think it was about her. I think the whole situation wasn't even about anyone except for himself.
Totally.
So.
And then the worst part is, after Brie then does not give him interest, he tries to go back to Jess.
Oh my God.
And this, again, a class act example of how to handle things.
She was so good.
She was so good. He basically says, you know, I never meant to hurt you, blah, blah, blah. And I want you to know I actually think you're pretty. And then he starts to list her traits.
Yeah.
And she stops him immediately and she says, I don't need you to tell me all the reasons I'm pretty.
I know I'm pretty.
And then he tries to manipulate her again by saying, I feel like you hate me. Everybody in my life hates me. And it's like trying to create sympathy, trying to make her, and she did not fall for any of his tactics. He then goes, when are you free next? Like, he wants to hang out. And she goes, you lost your opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's just give it up for
Jess.
Jess.
So wait, what about that do you think is like a good example? Obviously, I think it's a good example, but like, what about
a few things?
How she handled it made it a good example.
A few things. Not falling for the traps he was setting.
Yeah.
Of her to feel pity for him and excuse his behavior. Like, I feel like you're mad at me. I feel like you hate me. Everybody hates me. In the past, you know, I think as women too, we want to like console and be like, no, it's not like that.
So true.
And she was not having it. She was standing in her truth.
Stand on business.
And shutting down any potential hangouts in the future. When she said you missed your opportunity, I was like, amen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to literally like use her as my role model for any time I'm in that situation moving forward.
100%.
In Jess we trust.
No, literally, oh my God.
Hashtag in Jess we trust. Hopefully she sees this.
No, seriously. Because I've been that girl and I've literally tried to like make it all better. And
we all have. We're fixers.
Yeah, totally. And I'm like, I would feel pain seeing like the person I'm into be in pain and like wanting to make them feel better. And then I forget that, wait, this whole fucking thing started with you being mean to me. And now I'm making you feel better when you hurt me. And it's so confusing and disorienting. And what's so amazing about her was that she was so clear. And I think that's really hard to do. And I think she like, even watching her talk, like on a technical level, look at me. She spoke so slowly. And like, again, you were using the word like composed. Like she was just composed and really processing. And sometimes when we're in that situation, we are in kind of that fight or flight. And so we're not processing as much and we're speaking a lot faster and we're more reactive. So like, honestly,
that's my problem. I'm such a reactor.
Yeah, it's hard though.
And then what happens is I react And then I end up being the one feeling bad because that person has brought me out of my character. That person has brought me out of my character. And then I'm the one who ends up feeling bad because I cussed them out or yelled at them.
My entire relationship.
And they're the one who did everything.
I'm like, oh my God. Like someone, okay, he does something to hurt my feelings. Doesn't apologize or anything like that. So then I get reactive, and then he's like, what the fuck? You can't act like that. And then I feel like a horrible person. I hate myself. I have so much shame. So then I'm apologizing, and then he's like, it's okay. And I'm like,
it's okay. I'll forgive you.
And
he's just hoping you forget about the original thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So I think everyone who's watching Love is Blind kind of knows. And if you're not watching Love is Blind, you've probably heard about this guy because it's like everywhere on social media. The other one who's a huge red flag.
Alex.
Or is it
Alec?
Well, apparently it was Alec, and then he changed his name right before the show started.
Okay, like, I'm sorry, be a little more creative. Like, you just changed one letter.
Exactly.
Like,
there's so many
that?
theories. Like, this is the thing. Is like our phones truly are listening to us.
Yeah.
Because my algorithm is all Love is Blind.
Okay.
It's like Love is Blind and news and Doomsday. So I'm like scrolling past the Doomsday news and then like leaning into Love is Blind.
Yep. Here we are.
So I don't know if any of this is true. Again, my news sources are TikTok.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, when you let like people just investigate, like they're public records, right? So like this lady like investigated that he changed his name, and then there's so many theories about him. But this man, first of all, he makes me nervous. When I listen to him talk, I feel like I'm watching the movie Uncut Gems. Have you seen it?
I have seen that movie. I just like feel
it's just so much that I have to keep up with.
It's overstimulating.
It's overstimulating.
See, he's so I'm okay. I need to confess to this. When he talks, I literally swoon. He's so attractive to me, and I feel really bad. I have so much shame about it. And
let's not have shame. He is objectively the most attractive on this season. However,
he's tall, dark, and handsome, and has an arm sleeve.
Yes, and I do love freckles.
Thank you. Thank you for now that we've said that.
He is objectively handsome.
Now
but the more that
okay.
Keep going.
No, I needed to say that because like everyone was like, oh my God, he's so blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I honestly for the first like 10 episodes, I just was not listening to anything he was saying. I was just looking at him.
Yeah.
Now that I've started to pay attention to what he was saying, now I do realize all the red flags. But see, that's what red flags do to you. You just don't notice.
Well, that's what red flags in a hot guy does to you.
I know.
You are just like, oh my God, he's so hot.
Yeah, you can't.
And then like it's too late.
And then you're like, wait, what? What's your name?
You're like, oh wait, that actually was like a huge sign, and I overlooked that because you're 6'5".
Do you have a job?
Yeah, exactly. This guy is just. The first time I actually knew this guy was bad news from the first time he was on the screen.
Okay, of course. I did.
And I'm going to tell you why.
That. Okay, go ahead.
I don't think everyone knew it, but pattern recognition. This guy, when a guy talks about how good looking he thinks he is himself, and how he's usually only going to date a certain type, but he's open to opening himself up on this experience. He's already so heavily emphasized on looks in a dating blind experience. So that was a red flag for me.
Okay, can I quickly say the red flag for me?
Yeah.
The red flag for me, it's when a guy calls you dangerous. Did
he say that?
Yeah, he kept calling her dangerous, like you're dangerous. If a guy calls you dangerous, like run. Like
no one's ever called me dangerous.
Oh my God.
I kind of like want that though. I'm like, am I too safe?
No. It's nice if you want to hook up with him. Like it's a hot thing to say, but it's not if you're on Love is Blind, you want to get married to someone, you don't want your like future husband.
Dangerous.
You're dangerous.
Say it in the mic in your best sultry voice.
I can't do it. I
Come on.
like ASMR. Do it.
Do it.
You're dangerous.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't that good.
I mean,
we'll work on it.
We'll work on it. We'll circle back
it
next time and we'll show the people the progress.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Anyways, going back to you, that was my one red flag. Well, that was the main thing I picked up on when I was like, okay, immediately no.
This man answers questions like he's in a job interview. He sounds like me when I'm in a job interview, when I'm just trying to say the right answer and tell people what they want to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
And he does not pause to think. He just is on autopilot. That dinner that he had with his fiance's dad and family.
Bizarre.
But props to the dad for grilling him and seeing right through him.
He's a lawyer, right?
I don't remember.
I think he's a lawyer. So he was like, I'm drilling you and like, this is the way it's going to be.
And also, listen, we're nomads too. We actually are nomads, not just hopping around cities in California. I mean, in the United States. And I can remember where I was 4 months ago.
Yeah, so like
I can remember my timeline.
Oh, I can remember my timeline, but I feel like sometimes it does get a little confusing.
For sure.
So I think it's like kind of fair, but like I remember who I was seeing at certain points and like where I was staying and like the situations and like what I told people.
Well, you would remember if there's overlap.
100%.
And you wouldn't get defensive if someone was like, hey, this isn't adding up to me. Can you explain it? The fact that he's so defensive about everything, red flag. And I'm sorry, anytime his fiance takes an issue to him, he is so on defense mode.
I know. He's like, I'm being attacked.
And that's a huge red flag for me too, is like, I need someone who's going to make me feel safe.
Yeah.
Like I can communicate anything to them. And even if they don't necessarily agree or they do feel maybe on the defense, they're still allowing me to have that space. And nobody's perfect, but this guy is like every single time.
Yeah.
I think she said to him like, hey, I'm feeling like you're not into me physically. And his response was, well, why aren't you fucking me? Or why don't you try to fuck me?
Oh my God. When he said that, I was so cringe.
And then he tried to mansplain to her.
Oh my God.
Well, you're on your period.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get you pregnant.
Oh my God.
Bro, like, do you even know how that works?
Yeah.
Like, you're day trading. You want to have a trust in Dubai.
Oh yeah.
A safe house in New Zealand.
Also, what's the safe house for? Actually, that's probably the only thing you could agree with him on.
Yeah. I mean, I want to have all those things too. You want all these things, but you don't know you don't know about ovulation.
No.
And you're trying to mansplain it to a woman.
Yeah.
And justify why you haven't touched her. And then put it back on her and saying, well, you could have fucked me. And literally saying it in those words.
Oh my
God.
So vulgar. I hated it. It was so vulgar. It was so vulgar. I hated it.
She knows though. She's a smart girl.
No, I know.
I think I am hoping that when they get to the aisle,
she says no.
Well, I hope she says no. If she doesn't, like, oh goodness. But
I don't know if they'll get to the aisle.
I don't know either. I know he's 100% going to say no.
100%.
I mean, I know so, right?
I'm saying 100% is me agreeing with you.
I for her want her to tell him off.
You know what? So this is something where we disagree sometimes.
Okay.
I get that, but as for me, I'm so protective about my energy lately. And for me, like telling someone off is just a waste of my energy. Like I literally like if anyone treats me that way, I don't even have the energy to waste on you to like tell you off or tell you anything. I'm just gone.
You know what? You're right. But
I'm not right. No, we have different approaches.
No, you're right. I usually don't I don't let people, or I don't want to say let people, I don't tell people off much anymore either. Of course, I have my few moments where I pop off a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just think, we have our toxic moments. I just think on behalf of like all the people watching who want her to do it, and like the fact that she's had to endure that on international TV.
I know, I feel so bad.
Even if she just gets a couple digs at him, like, you're sketchy, you're a liar, and you don't make me feel safe.
Yeah.
And for those reasons, I'm saying no. I would love to see that.
I do too. And I do think though she's done a good job of being like, yeah, like she'll say like your timeline's not matching up, or like that's not something you told me. Like I think she's actually been really good about questioning him instead of being like, oh yeah.
I think she's actually more of like a silent killer type. I think she's like entertaining the conversation, but she's keeping everything in the tabs. Yeah, she's like, it's all up here.
Yeah, she's taking notes.
I see you.
Yeah,
I see what kind of guy you are.
Yeah, it's important to clock things.
Okay, so we could talk about Love is Blind all day. Honestly, this season's really interesting, and I actually do love it from a psychological standpoint.
Right, it's
social experience.
It's
so I take back what I said earlier. I do watch it for that too, but also like sometimes I just sometimes I just am baffled by people's behavior.
Me too, and then a part of me gets a little self-conscious when I say that, because then I'll watch a video of myself and then I become baffled of my behavior as well. So I do want to open up space for humans being humans. However,
we're holding space for baffledness.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I know this is like not on our notes, but I just want to bring it up.
Bring it up.
But it's part of the category.
Of course.
Okay. So wait, I want to go back to the red flag.
Okay.
That I thought of a guy coming up to you in the wild. I think it's a red flag because I think it's amazing to be confident. And equally, and I don't like the way this sounds, but I just feel like if you're the kind of guy that doesn't need any prompting to go up to a woman in like a completely random scenario, it's something that you're used to doing. And I don't find it to be maybe the best partner if you're looking for something serious. If you're looking for something fun, it's not a red flag. It's like, okay, he's confident, he knows what he's doing, fun. But I think if you're looking to date on a serious level, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel bad.
I think that that's an interesting point of view, and I'm glad that you explained it. However, I do disagree, and I will tell you why.
Okay.
Imagine that man has the same type of dating fatigue on the apps that you do, and men are expected to pursue. So what is their option? Go up to you in person. I also think that just because someone might be confident in doing that doesn't necessarily make them like a fuckboy or a bad person. Maybe they do have experience. I think for me, I love confidence and I love that go-getter thing.
Me too.
So I don't necessarily see it as a red flag. I feel flattered. Anytime I've been approached in the wild, I like leave there like fucking skipping, yeehawing, giggity. I'm like in the wild, right? I take it as a compliment that a man was like so attracted to me or drawn to me that they felt, even when I've been hit on by women, I feel like, oh my God, like that is like a little pep in my step and an ego boost.
Okay, that is so interesting because I think I'm now just like discovering this live as we go. For me, I take it as like, oh, I was seen as an easy target, so they came up to me. I take it the complete opposite way.
You know what? That's an interesting point. I think we both make valid arguments. I'm interested to know what you guys think. If a man just comes up, or a woman comes up, approaches you,
Yeah.
is it a red flag? I'm actually interested to know from a man's perspective too, because
Yeah.
I have actually made the first move quite a few times.
Incredible.
I've been rejected most of those times, but when something is like, when I want something and I'm like, I got to take my chance, fuck it, the worst they can say is no. It also is like rejection therapy.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I know.
Your ego stops hurting after like the first few rejections.
You know what? I'm just realizing I'm such a hypocrite because I'm like, I don't go up to guys. They have
She
to come up
doesn't.
to me.
I like
I'm like, he
suggested
better
to
come up
her.
to me. Yeah.
We were at a Valentine's Day party and she thought someone was handsome. And I said, why don't you go talk to him? And she literally looked at me like I said the dumbest thing ever. She's like, I would never, which is so funny. Our other friend, after you left, our other friend, she said the same thing to me. She's like, that guy over there is so cute. A different guy.
Same guy. I was like, okay.
I actually can't remember who your guy was.
I actually forget too.
Yeah, that was a wild night. She's like, he's so hot. And I'm like, why don't you go talk to him? And she's like, I would rather die.
I would rather die.
And I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to stop fucking giving any suggestions. I'm going to just go fucking jump off this balcony now.
Okay, perfect. No, I'm so for it. I love it. I think like if you want to do it, do it. For me, I do like being approached. And that's why, again, I recognize it's very hypocritical of me. I guess it's the way they approach. And because I feel like I know it sounds crazy, but I can tell the energy. Like I knew when he was walking up to me and I just knew who he was already.
Totally. And I think that you said a really important thing. It's about the energy of how they're approaching.
Yeah.
Right? It's if they come up and they make a comment right away about your physical appearance, they start using maybe vulgar language, calling you sexy here, mamacita,
or they're just
something
staring
like that.
at your boobs and you're like, you're like trying to.
You're like, hey, up here, buddy.
Yeah.
Up here. But if it's like someone who's like genuinely like nice to you, who, yes, they can maybe say like, oh, I'm attracted to you, or I thought you're really pretty, but they're like being respectful. I think there's a difference in those energies.
100%. Yeah, so it really depends.
Okay, I'll tell you through some of my red flags that I think, and also I knew that we were going to talk about this today, so I posted something on my Instagram last night to my friends just saying, hey, tell me some red flags that you have encountered or red flags that you have that you look out for because now you're aware. So interestingly enough, I got a lot. First of all, I got a lot of responses. So thank you to everyone who responded. All like 1,000 of my followers. I'm like acting like I'm like some big influencer. I'm not.
No, but you got a lot of responses. That was cool.
I did get a lot of responses because the homies are trying to help me out. But there's also a lot of you homies who are my ride or die day ones who didn't respond. And you know that I'm working on this stuff. So I see you. Clocked and noted. Okay, these are what I think are red flags. My biggest red flag is someone who I call it future faking.
Yeah.
And I've shared this with you before, and I've shared this with other friends.
Explain it to people who might not know.
So when you are on a date with someone, especially on the first date, and they are overwhelming you with future plans and using the term we and saying, oh, we should do this and we should go here and oh, let's do this. Such a red flag. I have experienced this multiple times.
Yeah.
I personally believe that it's really because they're just trying to fuck you.
Yeah.
And they want you to feel like they're creating a future temporarily, so you feel free to let your guard down and be vulnerable with them and get intimate with them, and then you'll never hear from them again. Luckily, both times that this has happened to me, I have clocked it.
Yes, you have.
And I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
I'll share with you guys my experiences. One time I was in Milan, and I went on a date with this hot Italian pilot. Okay?
Thank God. Honestly, just like, thank God.
Yeah. Well, thank God.
I know.
He was hot.
I know. Just forget.
But I was like very clear with myself before I hung out with him. I would not be sleeping with this man. This is fun. This is like, maybe we'll kiss. I'm just going to let him wine and dine me.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving Milan in a few days. So we are hanging out and we do go back to his place for some wine.
Yep.
And I understand that when you go back to someone's place, that it could potentially send them the message that you are interested for more.
But that's not consent.
It's not consent.
Yeah.
And I also was very clear with him with my boundaries.
Yeah.
So before we went back to his house, we were having a great time. The banter was great. I was asking him stories about being a pilot. I just found it fascinating. As soon as I set the boundaries, like, hey, I'm not sleeping with you, we were kissing and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, this is as far as it's going. As soon as I did that, it was, it's okay. I really want to take you to lunch again tomorrow. I really want to see you as much as I can before you leave.
Okay.
What are you doing this day? What are you doing this? None of that had happened before. But as soon as I set the boundaries that I was not willing to cross that line with him, he immediately started future faking, creating a future of dates or that he wanted to spend time with me. And then he would say, like, I think this guy literally said to me something along the lines of like, I don't know, if you're worried that I'm just going to like hit it and quit it type of thing. Or like, if you're worried that you're never going to see me again, like it's not like I have a few free days from flying, like we'll hang out. Okay. I clocked it and I continued to kiss him because I believe he was a fabulous kisser.
Yep.
But I clocked it. And then recently I went on another date and this one was recent and I have
fucking
shared
wild.
This was a really wild date for me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you guys how it went. So I actually met this guy on Bumble.
Yeah.
And what was interesting about this guy is that he was very like execute to the point. He's like, I don't want to spend a lot of time chatting. I want to go on a date. Let's make it happen. Which we do love. And I will say, being on the dating apps in Colombia is much different than being on the dating apps in other places. I swear to God, these motherfuckers want a pen pal. They want to just text and text and text. And I think it's because they have girlfriends. But whatever. Anyway, I now have a rule for myself. If you don't set a date within 1 week of us matching, unmatched, and I'm not talking to you anymore because you're wasting my fucking time.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy was like, decision, executing, moving with intention and velocity.
Yeah.
I loved it. This guy was super handsome, tall, super, super smart. And when I tell you, we clicked on a level that I haven't clicked with anybody like in a while. I literally texted her from my date and I said, I think I met my husband.
No, literally, like I'm getting live streamed here. Like I'm getting all the texts. She's like, I've met my husband. Like, I'm like, oh my God, tell me what's happening. Like all this stuff.
He was so emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent. We had so much in common. We were on the same spiritual journey. We had almost identical family traumas. I was literally like thinking to myself, like, is this the one? And this might be a little TMI, but we're going to share here. I also had been on an IUD for 15 years almost.
That's not TMI, girl.
But what was interesting is when I went to I haven't had a period for that whole time. I went to the bathroom during our date and I got a period for the first time. And I literally was like, God is telling me that my womb is for this man. God is telling me that my womb is for this man.
Okay, that's wild because it could also be interpreted as God's warning you to not be intimate.
No, I was delusional. I was like, he will have my babies. I mean, no, I will have his babies. But you know what I meant.
Okay, wait, this is okay.
So then, as anything, my mind starts to catch up and I realize if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And this man starts future faking with me because he's like, oh, like, what are you doing the rest of tonight? Do you want to come hang out? And I'm like, no, like I can't. And he starts saying like, this motherfucker invited me to church. Okay.
Oh, I remember getting these updates.
Which I'm like, oh my God, he's a man of God.
He's a man of faith. Oh my God.
He's telling me, okay. Oh, this is another huge red flag.
What?
Okay. So the first thing that I asked him, yes.
Okay, wait. So that's what can I just say something really quick? Before all of this, your intuition, you were clocking things without knowing you were clocking things.
I was clocking them without,
Yeah, so wait, go into how this...
So the first red flag that I completely skated over because I was enamored was this man basically tells me his boss from the US is coming to visit and he's taking him to a soccer game.
Yeah.
And I go, well, there's no soccer games this weekend because Bad Bunny's here this weekend for 3 days.
Yeah.
And instead of, like, this man realized he got caught in his lie. Do you know what this Latino man from South America says to me?
What'd he say?
Who's Bad Bunny? Bro.
Like,
my dead grandmother knows who Bad Bunny is, okay? Yeah. Like, he literally tried to play it off like, oh, like, I'm above that. Which, by the way, red flag because, like we said, we stand for Benito.
Yes. And also, number one, still not addressing the game situation.
Yeah,
like, where the fuck is this game? Are you going to go to a little kid, like, game? That's also weird.
Yeah, so
like,
I asked him, so I was like, so where's the game at? And he's like, then he tried to completely switch topics. And the reason why the game couldn't be there is because Bad Bunny was playing in the soccer stadium. So he tried to completely switch things. Like, oh, like, I don't know, like, my boss is figuring it out. My boss planned it.
Your boss is, like, okay, I need to harp on this for a second.
Yeah.
Your boss is flying in for a game that couldn't be a National League game.
Yeah.
So it's got to be, like, again, for his child or something.
I have no idea.
I can't. It makes no sense.
So then he starts to say, like, okay, I know you're busy with Bad Bunny, but do you want to come over and make arepas with me? He's Venezuelan, and he's like, I'll teach you how to make Venezuelan arepas.
Which we unfortunately know that they are better.
They are. I don't want to start a debate here, but Venezuelan arepas are elite.
They are.
They are superior.
They are superior.
However, I do love a Colombian arepa, and I eat them every morning for breakfast.
Well, okay.
But
we don't discriminate.
Venezuelan arepas are better.
They're so good.
We're gonna get kicked out of Colombia.
I know.
The immigration's gonna watch this, and they're gonna fucking deny my visa. Out. So anyway, I start to realize, okay, this is too much. This is too good to be true. And then I think to myself, this man is actually not my soulmate. This man is mirroring everything I'm telling him.
Yeah.
And making me feel like we have this amazing connection. So I'll sleep with him.
Yeah.
And of course, like, I clocked it and I feel so proud of myself. I call my mom later and I tell her this story. And when I say that, she goes, I was waiting for you to figure that out. I'm like, okay, Mom, sorry.
First off,
sorry, this is my first time with a fucking crazy psycho narcissist.
He was diabolical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, like, I just tell him, like, hey, I'm not going home with you. I'm not sleeping with you. And okay, I did go home with him. We did make out.
Quick oopsies.
I know.
It was a complete
I'm going to be authentic with you guys.
Just like slipped and fell and ended up in his apartment.
Yeah, well, we were actually just going to go for a walk in his neighborhood. And he lives in Laureles, which is a nice walkable neighborhood.
Yeah, which
and
normal people do after dates.
Listen, I'm not perfect, but I'm learning. Okay.
Sorry.
But I was very clear with him. I'm not sleeping with you.
Yeah.
And it's like his energy completely changed. When he knew he couldn't, he just, like, his body language changed. He was colder to me. He was not, like, affectionate or nice to me. And then he still kept up the act until, I left. He's like, okay, I'll text you. Like, we're going to make arepas. I can't wait. He then tells me, text me when you get home, which is a major ick for me. I'm like, you text me and make sure I got home safe. So I live up in Las Palmas, kind of far from him. It takes me a while to get home. And he texts me right as I'm pulling up. And he's like, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah, thanks for everything. Had a good night. He's like, me too. Talk soon. I send her a voice message. And I'm like, okay, I actually am feeling conflicted now because I don't know if this man is my husband or going to be a big fucking lesson and a psycho.
Yeah. You're like, something's off. Really off.
My intuition is telling me something's really wrong here. Anyway, long story short, even though it's been a long story, I wake up to him unmatching me on the app, removing his friend request on Instagram, which, by the way, I never approved it. And second of all, his picture was fucking AI generated. Ew. Red flag.
Red flag.
Even though he was handsome. I'm like, why don't you just use a real photo? And never heard from this man again.
Like, diabolical.
He supposedly had such a connection with me. He was like telling me, I've never felt a connection like this.
Have you ever felt this way? I remember you saying this.
He was like literally and love bombing me.
Yeah.
And again, clocked it. And again, not mad that we made out because he was also a good kisser. But these men are diabolical.
No, that was like, I actually had chills when you told me that. I was like, this is so fucked up. Like, I can't even like that. I don't even understand the kind of person who does it. Like, why would you do that?
My thing is like, you're a objectively attractive man. Like, you don't need to put in this much work. And then you realize it's people with these personality disorders. They get off on that.
I feel like they want to like win something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they just want to like prove something, or it's like based off their worth. It's like an achievement thing, which is actually funny because the guy I went on a date with, he was like, I love winning. I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever. But those are, future faking is my biggest red flag. It's something that I look for. It's something that I clock. And I feel like that ties directly into love bombing. So back to
wait. But can I talk about the future faking?
Absolutely.
So I agree and disagree with you. I think a part of me is fully delusional, which I love. And I'm like, oh my God, he's future faking me. Like, absolutely makes so much sense. He's like, I'm going to fly you out to Spain. I'm like, obviously. Like,
obviously.
I'm like, of course.
I know, it's a fine line, right?
Yeah,
because like when we get love bombed, you're like, no, wait, I am actually the shit. Like, of course they love me.
Yeah. I'm like, he's like talking about our future. And also for me, but I do clock it as well. And I'm like, this guy's just like trying to like prove something or like make me feel a certain way, and it always turns me off. So I completely agree with that. But sometimes I'm like, yeah. But I think it really depends on the level, right? So, and like, 'cause sometimes, especially, this is tough, but I think people, and like would be interested in people in the comments talking about this, about like, if you're a digital nomad and you're traveling, things happen so much quicker here, where it's like, I've gone on trips with guys I was dating, like after meeting them maybe like 2 weeks before. And it's super normal because we're always traveling and we're going other places. And it's normal in that setting. I'm not saying that's normal in general.
Yeah.
So like, I think it can be like tough. Obviously in your situation, it was like clear as day and your intuition was like, yeah, this is really off.
Well, what I think is also different about that, because I do think you make a good point, is both of these men, it was not like, hey, I want to see you again. It was, let's do this, and then let's do this, and let's do this. And it was like a bombardment of plans.
Yeah.
And it's not so much, the second part of that red flag is, it's not just you're like future faking. It's, you don't know me well enough to know if you want to spend that much time with me.
Yeah.
So what are your underlying intentions?
Totally. And I'm like, you don't know me well enough, but you obviously see how cool and amazing my vibe is.
Yeah.
That you just immediately want to do that. And I'm like, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay.
No, but
Clearly this isn't working out for either of us, by the way. Okay, so I did post, I asked some people, what are red flags that you notice or look for? So other than the obvious ones that we got, like love bombing, a lot of people said love bombing, which I feel like that ties directly into future faking.
Yeah, I feel like it's under the umbrella of love bombing.
Second most received response was how they treat the wait staff when they're out on a date.
Big. That's a big one. And I feel like
that's a big one, and I have heard it before.
I have heard it before. Because, like, for me, like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, my God, the service is really slow. And I'll wave them down. I'll be like, is it going to come out soon?
Exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're, like, being rude and being like, when is it, like, all right, can you go check again? I don't know. It's also tone. It's like you.
Tone is the thing. It's how you approach it.
Yeah, and like also body language. So that's a big one, and I completely agree with that. I've actually had that before, and I hated it. I've had like people who snap.
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, ugh, awful.
Oh no. Okay, another one, and this is actually one of my huge pet peeves and red flags.
Okay.
Is when people are late. I hate this. And listen, there's ways to be late that are okay. 5, 10, 15 minutes, that's fine.
No, it's not for you.
Okay, I'm getting better. This is the thing. I pride myself on being punctual. I know this is an American thing because like we're just like on time. That has been the biggest learning curve for me living in a South American country and a Latino culture is they have a word here called ahorita. It could mean in 5 minutes. It could mean in 2 hours. It could mean in 5 fucking days.
Yeah.
You don't know what it means. And you should always plan to show up somewhere an hour after the time you agree to meet.
And so that's
or you will be sitting there by yourself.
But it really means 2.5 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
You are still early even when you're late, which I love.
It's just like something, I just like being on time.
You do.
So this is the thing. I'm okay with people being late. Communicate that you're going to be late.
Absolutely.
Don't text me after you're 40 minutes fucking late.
Nightmare.
Saying, hey, I'm on my way.
Oh, I'd leave. I'd be done. I'd be like, I'm gone.
Literally like,
I'm gone.
You want me to kill you.
Yeah, I'm not there. Also, I am a hypocrite because I do run late. You know that about me. I'm so thankful that you still accept me as a person.
Okay, but can we admit that I've gotten a lot better?
You've gotten so much better.
Thank you.
I'm working on myself to be on time more.
I feel like you've gotten better too.
I'm really trying.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I do communicate. I will say if I'm running
Yes.
late. And so that's the big thing. Like, just let the other
communicate
person
with
know.
me. It's the communication that's the key.
Because what
be
if
late.
you sit there and wonder and be like, oh, is this person coming or
Is
not?
this
What the
person
fuck?
dead?
If I have to wait 5 minutes and not have any info, is this person
Okay, so
dead?
now,
No.
she's like, I'll wait 5
Oh
minutes,
no, I will
but I'm the
cut you off
problem.
so quick. No, I know.
I know.
If with men, I'm like that. If I'm with a friend, but no, even if with a friend, if they're not going to be like give me the courtesy of letting me know that they're like running late, then I'm like, that's kind of lame. Like, just let me know. But usually that doesn't happen because I'm the one running late.
The thing is, unfortunately, again, like living down here where like punctuality is not a key piece of the culture here.
Not at all.
Like, I have to get over it. Like, I choose to live here. I choose to live and be in part of a culture that like does not prioritize punctuality. So it's been a learning curve for me, but that is one of my fucking pet peeves. And the red flag in it, it's not that it's just a pet peeve. The red flag in it is the lack of communication and the disrespect for my time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Oh my God. If someone doesn't know, I swear to God, I would leave. Like, I'm not doing that.
I'm like, I could have literally been in bed longer.
No, seriously. I
could have literally like
eaten a full meal.
Exactly.
And
I could have laid in bed in my towel after the shower like we all do.
I could have my
for like
robe
30
on.
minutes longer.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay.
what's next?
The next one that I got the most responses on, which is actually really interesting. So I mentioned this earlier in the episode, negging.
Yeah.
I had never heard of this word before. I literally was like, do all these fucking dumbasses not know how to spell nagging? And then I realized, no, negging is a thing. So apparently this is like backhanded compliments or a manipulative way to make someone feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
So do you have experience with this?
So like I had experience with this guy that I want to date with because he would be like, so I really like bad girls, and he'd be like, and you seem really wholesome. And so it's like a weird
Interesting.
It's like a weird backhanded compliment, or no, not compliment. It was like a weird thing
Twisted
to say.
thing.
And so it like made me want to prove myself that I'm not super wholesome. And I knew
like, I'm a bad girl too.
I'm really cool. Actually, I don't listen to rules.
Yeah.
And but like
dangerous.
I'm a dangerous girl. I'm crazy.
Peligrosa.
Peligrosa. Yeah. So no, and I literally I was falling for it. I was like, I'm not that wholesome. I was like, you'd be surprised. Because I'm like, I don't like when people underestimate me. And so I felt like that was him negging. Like he was trying to he was saying things that made me feel like I needed to prove myself as like not, because I like being wholesome. I think I am wholesome. I think human beings are complex and not all parts of me are wholesome. But it was interesting that he was doing that. And I knew it as he was like, while it was happening. And that's another reason why I was like, absolutely not. But keep going. So negging, what's an example for you?
You know what? So an example, I never realized this was negging, but this is a comment I've gotten multiple times is you're really funny for a girl.
Fuck that. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I'm funny in general.
Yeah, number one.
I'm brilliant. I'm a genius.
And girls are funny also.
Yeah.
So like.
Or I looked up some common examples of negging. Like you're funny for a girl, or you'd look so much prettier if you just lost a little weight.
Oh,
or
I swear to God, I would
things like that. You would be pretty if you changed this one thing. And so I didn't know that had a term. And for anyone else who doesn't know what that is, that's called negging, and we don't tolerate it here. And that is a red flag. And if you clock it. I'm just kidding. This is what the kids are doing, right?
I didn't even know what
Apparently this means clock it. I don't know. I'm a fucking millennial. My sister's Gen Z, and I try to be cool and keep up with her. I can't.
Okay. Well, we all do what we can. But okay, also, this is another thing he said to me, which I kind of feel like is negging, but now that you've looked up the definition, done your research, you can diagnose it as negging or not.
Okay.
He also was like, I'm actually having really fun with you. I didn't expect that. And
fucking rude.
Yeah, no, literally. And then the second time he was like, yeah, like I actually like am enjoying your personality. I literally
these men know what they're doing.
I know, and I thought it was hysterical though, because I was just like,
That's when you say, that's so funny. I'm actually hating yours.
Oh my God. I literally was like, I'm not that impressed with it.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm actually having a really good time. I was like, really? I'm not.
Amazing. Clock them, put them in their place. I love it.
Fuck that. Okay. Anyways.
Another one that I got a lot of, their relationship with their mom or their parents. I think it could lean a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of like, it really depends on the context, and that's something you need to know before making that prior judgment.
Absolutely. But I do believe that even depending on the context, there are things to be aware of. So these are the ways that I'll break this down. A man who has a healthy, loving relationship with his mom, who has boundaries, we love it, okay? We love a healthy family dynamic. Someone who's not scared to push back on their mom or set boundaries with them, or say like, hey, my partner takes priority. We absolutely love that as well. But things you need to be aware of, I think, mama's boys, which unfortunately in Latin culture too, I do encounter that here a lot, where their mom has just basically doted on them their entire life, has done everything for them, has basically waited on them hand and foot.
Yeah.
They basically are looking for a mother in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately have attracted a lot of those.
No, so this is actually very common also in Italy and like Italian culture, because like mama's boys, like I remember when I was living in Sicily for 2 months, and the guys I would date, they would be like, oh, I have to go home. My mom's going to do my laundry and like make me dinner. And like, I'm like, what? I literally am like, you can't like do your own laundry. And like, it was always like asking for their mom's opinion first, as if they didn't have their own brain with its own cells that like worked, which is really, the way I just said that was like demeaning, and I apologize. So I'll take a step back for that.
No, we're not apologizing for that. For me, I just can't. I feel like men like that are looking for another mother. Whereas on the opposite side of the spectrum, where they have a terrible relationship with their mom, and I don't want to invalidate why they have a terrible relationship with their mom, but I feel like a man who could hate his mother or really like have really harsh feelings towards his mom may feel more comfortable disrespecting women. And so that's another thing you need to be careful of. But their relationship with their family, listen, I'm the first one to say I don't have a great relationship with everyone in my family. I've had to cut off a lot of people in my family because they're toxic, and, you know, it's just healthier for me. Be understanding of those things. And I think you're right. It's about context and the situation. But I think the worst one is like a mama's boy who wants everything done for them. Yeah. Because I'm just like, no, that's the thing is like when I'm in a relationship and I love my man and like I ride for my man, I want to do things for you. I want to take care of you. Yeah. But when it gets to the point where I feel like I'm your maid, or I'm like,
you lose all sexual attraction. It's like, I'm not
or like, I don't know, like I have to consistently remind you to do things, or like tell you like, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe you should do this. It's like, dude, no, I'm not your mom.
So I want to flip it though really quick, because I was hanging out with this guy, and he was telling me like all his lists for a woman of his dreams. And one of them was like, she must have a good relationship with her dad. And for me, I thought that was a red flag, because again, like it felt not understanding. And so like flipping it is like, okay, we're sitting here saying, oh, like not that they need to have a good relationship with their mom or anything like that, but like I don't think it's fair to expect them to have a good relationship with their parents.
That's an interesting one, because I can see it from both sides. There's like the stereotype of like a girl who doesn't have a good relationship with her dad, has daddy issues, who maybe, you know, hasn't healed that trauma and can perhaps let that leak into relationships or leak into their dating life.
Yeah.
And it'll affect them in different ways. However, there are the women who don't have great relationships with their fathers, or they don't have a present father, or whatever it may be, who have done the inner work to heal that wound. And so I do agree with you that like I understand what he's saying, but also I don't think he's taking into consideration like all the different variables.
Totally. And even like I will even say, and you might disagree with me on this, like I think even if there is that person who does not have a good relationship with their father, maybe has like the daddy issues or whatever, and that wound isn't healed yet, they still deserve a loving relationship.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't mean that they're not capable of it. They might be in their healing process. They might know it's something that they need to work on, and they like need to, and that's something that they want to pursue and like heal that wound, whatever. But like, I don't think that is I think it's a red flag to just shut someone off because of that.
I agree with you. But the thing is, on the other hand too, and this is not about like a woman not having a relationship with her dad. This is just in general. The thing about it is like, we're allowed to like set boundaries for what we want.
Exactly.
You know?
So true.
Like,
And
what's
it's
the
where's
difference
line?
between us, him being like, I need a girl who has a good relationship with her dad, and us being like, I need a guy who's at least 6 feet.
No, I know.
You know, they can't control it.
No, I know. So I'm like, there's preferences. And I
Yeah.
think that's okay. Like, I think for me, that's the thing. Preferences are different from non-negotiables. And this was like
Absolutely.
a non-negotiable for him where I'm like, if it's a preference, I understand that, of course. But I think like with a non-negotiable, you're not open at all. And you're not allowing yourself or giving yourself the opportunity to fully see the person.
Yeah.
Just like
absolutely.
if I see someone under 6 feet or under a certain age, I'm not giving them a full opportunity to like see them and present themselves.
Absolutely. There's gray area with everything. And sometimes we overcomplicate it with the gray area, but sometimes we need to visit the gray area because not everything is so black and white.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to say my last red flag, which might seem a little juvenile or silly, but I stand by this.
Okay, we all have the right to have our own red flags.
A man who does not eat vegetables.
No, okay.
It's a wrap. It's a non-negotiable. It's not happening. You need your fiber.
Yeah.
What the hell? So I'm saying this because I've been casually talking to this guy.
Which one?
And I actually haven't told you about him
Are you
yet.
kidding me?
Not like, we've only been texting. We like haven't even met yet. We met on the app. So he asked me what I was doing yesterday.
Okay.
And I was cooking. I love to cook. I cook all the time.
Big cook.
I love vegetables. And so I send him a picture of my food.
Yeah.
And his response is, too many vegetables for me. And I literally replied him, I go, red flag.
Ew.
And he's like, ha ha ha, why? And I'm like, you need to eat vegetables. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I then told him, I was
weird.
like, listen, I'm not going to be your mom and tell you how to eat, but like, what do you eat? And he goes, I just eat meat and sometimes onion and tomato.
I can't. No,
And I'm
I
like,
can't.
okay, whatever, dude. Clocked it. But I was thinking like men who are picky eaters, people in general who are picky eaters to the point, listen, there's a difference between needing to have dietary restrictions or
I know
allergies.
you're saying that. Don't worry, I'm understanding.
But for someone who's just like, I don't eat vegetables, like, bro.
Well, but this is the thing, and I don't know if you think this, but for me, when that happens, I'm like, okay, this just alludes to a rigidity in life where you're like, I'm not open to having more on my plate. I will only have meat and the tomatoes and onions. And I'm like, I can't be with a person.
Taking it deep.
I can't be with a person who's like that. I need to be with a person who's a more open, and also like we both care about health and lifestyle, and like that it just alludes to other things.
Well, also, if I'm cooking for you,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna need to eat what I'm cooking. I'm not, listen, I will take everything into consideration.
But what if you but what if you made meat and vegetables and he was like, just don't put vegetables on my plate?
Yeah, but I will annoy him until the death and be like, just try it. Just try it. Please just try it. I'll literally be like, take a bite. Take a bite.
Maybe he takes a bite.
It's actually so funny. He texted me today and he goes, guess what I had for lunch?
Vegetables.
And I was like, meat and tomatoes and onions. And he goes, he basically was like, yeah, but I had like pepper too. And then he goes, with potatoes with lots of cheese. And I'm like, okay.
That's literally not a vegetable.
So you know what I replied? Yellow flag. But yeah, I think those are the ones that stand out to me. Is there any one that I want to pass it back to you before we wrap it up? Is there any like red flag that just like stands out to you that you're like, okay, this is an absolutely non-negotiable deal breaker for me?
This is like a big one for me, but it's also everyone knows about it. Everyone talks about it, but it's like talking about your ex and calling them crazy.
Oh, that was actually one that I forgot to mention. But
That's a
yeah.
big one for me because I'm just like, number one, like we all fell in love with people in our past and like there were redeeming qualities about them. And I will like, there are circumstances, right, where like they're a really bad person for sure. But there's even a maturity of talking about it that way. If you're just being like, my ex is so fucking crazy and like just talking about it in a demeaning way, it could be true. But the way you're talking about it like lacks a certain kind of like respect and maturity to me that like
Totally.
gives me the ick.
Totally.
So I really don't like that.
I totally agree 100%. And 99% of the time, their ex is not crazy.
Exactly.
They did something to make them act crazy in a moment.
Hello.
I think that's such a red flag. If someone tells me their ex is crazy, I'm like, where's the proof? Show me why they're crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, I hate it. It's
And then they say something like, oh, they keyed my car after they caught me cheating on them.
like
Crazy.
that's all they
Okay.
did.
Yeah, like that's all they did.
That's all they did.
Or they went through my phone and found me texting someone. and they disrespected my privacy. She's so crazy. Like
Yeah.
their reasons for them being crazy are like really just baffling sometimes. That's one of my favorite words you guys will learn, baffled, because people truly just baffle me.
Baffling.
But I also don't want to invalidate people. Sometimes you just get an ex that you're like, damn, there's something
No, there's something really off
out of
here.
line here.
Yeah.
This is not healthy. Crazy is a strong word, but I think that we default to using crazy. But those things do happen. I feel like they're just a little less likely.
Well, but again, it's like those, I'm not saying like that does happen.
Yeah.
It's just the way you talk about it. Because you can even be like, they were really crazy. And that tone is a lot better than like, they're fucking crazy. Like, I don't, it's just the way you say it.
Yeah. What kind of ex are you? Are you a crazy ex?
No.
Me neither. The thing is, I'm like, people tell me I'm not crazy enough. Like
Really?
I've been cheated on, I've been betrayed, and instead of me lashing out, I just get really sad and retreat, and then I just fucking glow the fuck up, and I make more money than them, and I make all their friends like me, and yeah, that's my version of crazy.
I think I mean, I was immature when I was like younger. Like, I think we're all evolving. So like, have I had moments? Yes. But I've never been like vindictive or like crazy in that way. Like usually if I'm quiet, like I'm done. Like when we're done, and I will never look at you again and
Yeah.
it's over. And so like I don't really do a lot of those kind of actions because I just rather like disappear.
The truth is though, I often have times in the future after that where I'm like, damn, I wish I was more crazy.
I get that.
And all of my close childhood girlfriends, they are crazy. And I've actually lived vicariously through them, but not in a crazy, like, bash your windows out type of way. What I tell them, I'm like, make their life inconvenient. So they cut the toes out of their socks. They steal their microwave plate.
That is crazy. Oh my God.
I've had a friend sprinkle chia seeds all in someone's carpet and then like douse them with water. So they like grew like chia. Where like it's things that are little and inconvenient, you know, that they're not going to notice right away.
Annoying.
Just little things, and they'll inevitably get a text being like, what the fuck, you know, and they love it.
It's like just petty and
It's
hysterical.
like pranky.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pranky, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I think for me, I try to think about like, I fantasize about being petty and I fantasize about being crazy.
Yep.
But I just disappear and
It's like done.
let the chapter close.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully my absence is enough of a punishment for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of like, which I'm actually trying to work on.
Yeah. Amiga, we wrapped up our first episode.
I know. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for following along on the journey.
Yes.
I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us. We've talked about like wanting to get over the hump of feeling cringe. And so we'll probably look back on this and be like, oh my God.
Yeah, we're going to be like in the editing room. We're going to be like, oh my God, cringe.
Literally,
cringe.
what the fuck? But also, I'm just so proud of us for even doing it.
I am
think
too.
that like takes that. I don't want to say that takes guts. I don't like that. I don't like the way
That takes guts.
that takes guts. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, bye. Thank
Bye.
you for
Thank you guys.
sitting in.
We'll see you guys soon.
And yeah, see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Ciao.
Ciao.